Hi guys, looks like I was cut off at the end of the last video. So what I did before that was I did problem 2. It's not in your textbooks. We talked about the relation between angles which are found by intersecting lines. So quick review: if two lines intersect inside, then this angle will be half of the sum of these two arcs. On the other hand, if it intersects outside, now there are three cases. Okay, if one of them is a secant and the other is a tangent. Okay, so this angle is now outside. So in this case, it will be a difference. So it will be this minus this. The second case is, again I have two lines and both of them are secants. Okay, so in this case again this angle will be half of this minus this. And the third case is two secants, one secant, one tangent, and the third one is two tangents. If they are both tangents, again this angle will be half of this minus this. Okay, so only in case of intersection inside the circle it is the sum. Every time when it's outside, it's going to be a difference of the arcs. So now let's look at, you have to do the got it problem. You can do the got it problem on page 850. I will do A3 because it looks a little complex. So I have a circle here. This circle, this is the center, and now this line, because it's passing through the center, I know it's a diameter. I have this here, and this arc they are saying is 60 degrees. Okay, and then this arc, are they giving me? Yes, they are saying it's 70 degrees. This portion, there are two secants here. I know they are secants. See, this is a secant because it's crossing the circle in 2 points. 2 points. So this is a secant. This is 53 degrees. This is Y. And this angle here is X. I need to find X and I need to find Y. So what I know here is I want to find X. But looking at this 60, this is an intercepted arc. So what do I know about this arc? The inscribed angle. Remember, see, this angle is also intercepting this arc. But there is no relation between this angle and this arc because this is not a central angle, it is not an inscribed angle. On the other hand, this angle is an inscribed angle because its vertex lies on the circle and it is intercepting this arc 60. So the relation is, it is half of this. This angle is half of this, so I know this is 30 degrees. Similarly, this is given to me as 70. This is the arc which is intercepted by this inscribed angle. So if this is 70, I know this is going to be 35 degrees. And now this is a triangle. I know the sum of all the angles of a triangle is 180. So I know 30 plus 35 plus x equals 180. It's the triangle angle measure sum theorem. So this is 65 plus x is 180. X, I'll take the 65 there. I'll get 115. Okay, so I got this is 115. Now let's look at what y is. Now this angle which they gave me 53, that is formed by two intersecting lines, and these two intersecting lines, they are intersecting outside the angle. So what I know about this is it is going to be a difference of the two arcs that it intercepts. So this is my angle. This is one arc which is intercepted and this is the second intercepted arc. So now I know 53 is half. It's outside. Remember, when it's outside, it's a difference of this arc. Now what is this arc? This is 60. I don't know what is this arc. And this 70, 60 plus this plus 70. So there is no way for me, suppose this is Z, there is no way for me to find Z. But if I look closely, this arc is a semicircle. Why do I know it's a semicircle? Because this line is the diameter, because it passes through the center, and the diameter cuts a circle into two equal parts. So this much is 360 divided by 2, which is 180. So now this is my angle. So this is one arc, and the other intercepted arc is from here to here. So this whole arc I know is 180 minus whatever is y. So once I do that, multiply this side by 2, I get 180 minus y. So y will be what? If y comes here, it becomes positive. 106 goes there, it becomes minus. I get 74 degrees. So y is 74 degrees. They wanted me to find x and y. Good? Okay. So there is one more kind of problem we need to look at, and that is problem 3. Okay. So what does problem 3 say? One more theorem. Where is it? Okay. Theorem 88. Okay. From a given point and circle, the product of the lengths of the two segments from the point to the circle is constant along any line through the point and the circle. I know it seems complicated. Let's break it down and we will look at it. So I have a circle, they said, given a point and a circle. Now where can the point be? Either it can be inside or it can be outside. So let's look at each case. Okay. So if there is a point P, now this is the center of the circle. They are not saying the point is the center. So suppose this is the point and there is a point P. So they are saying the product of the lengths of the two segments from the point to the circle. So if this is P, this is one segment and this is the other segment, right? I drew two lines, two intersecting lines. So let's say this portion is A and this portion is B. Okay. If there is any other line also, okay, suppose, let me draw a new one. One more. Okay, this is another segment which is formed, another line, like two lines are intersecting. One relation we saw was with the angle measurement, right? This angle is half of this plus this. Now we are not talking about angles, we are talking about the length of the segment. So now these are two intersecting lines. Let this be A, let this be B, let this be C, and let this be D. So what they are saying here is the product of the two is always going to be the same, which means A times B, this is A times B will equal C times D. Good? If there is one more line, let's say this line. Okay, and this is E and this is F. So in this case, this product EF will also be the same as this. So no matter how many lines pass through the point, their products of the two segments formed by that point, the product will always be the same. Good? Let's look at one problem immediately before we do the next one. Okay. So if I'm given something like this, okay. So if I have a circle, this is the center, this is another point, and I have two lines. This is one line and this is the second line. Okay, two lines which pass through this. If I know this is 5 and this is 4, okay, this is 5, this is 4. If I know this is 2 and I want to find this, how will I find it? So this is the point P, this is the line which is going through it, right? So the product of this from here, so from P to the circle and from P to the circle, same line, okay? So it means 5 times 4 will equal what? This is the second line. So from P to the circle is 2 times x. This product will equal this product. This is all they are saying. Okay, so how will I get this? X is being multiplied by the 2. Opposite of multiplication is division. So this is 20 divided by 2 equals x, which is 10. So x is 10. See, the product of these two segments, 10 times 2 is 20, and the product of these two segments, 5 times 4 is also 20. This is what they mean by that. Okay, so now this is one case. The first case is where the point is inside the circle. Okay, what is the second case? Okay, so this is my first case. Point P is inside the circle. From P to the circle is A. From P to the circle is B. From P to here is C. From P to here is D. So what I know is A times B equals C times D. The second case is, what if that point is outside? Okay, so this is the center of the circle. What if P is outside and P is coming here to the circle and P is continuing to the circle? Okay, so if these are two secants, right? So what I need to know here is, now this is a little, you have to pay attention, okay? If this portion is W, let me go by the book term so that you are not confused when you look at the book. WX, let this be Z and let this be Y. It is not just going to be A times B. It's not going to be W times X. What's the reason? The reason is, what is A and what is B? It's the distance from P to the center, P to the circle, right? X is not the distance of P to the circle. X is only this much portion. So what is P to the circle? The first distance is W, right? And then this is one point and this is the second point, right? 2 points. So from P to here and P to here. How much is it from P to this point? It is W plus X. Make sense? So P, 2 points on the circle, right? You're going to take P to this point and P to this point, which happen to be A and B. But here X is not the distance from P to any point. So X by itself will not come in your equation. It's P to this point, which is W, and P to this point, which is X. So this times this will be the same as what? From P to this point, which is Y, from here, and P to this point. What is this total distance from P to here? It is Y plus C. Make sense? Let me show it to you one more time to see where we got that from. So if I have a circle, now my P is outside. Again, it's going to go 2 secants. So this much is, this is W, this is X, this is Y, and this is Z. Okay. So now I'm counting the distance. I need to measure the distance from P to the circle. So from P to the circle is this, right? It's W. And then from P to this point on the circle. These are the 2 points on the circle. So from P to here is W. From P to here is how much? X plus W. These are the 2 points on the circle. So from P to here is Y, and from P to here is Y plus Z. Good? So this is the next one. There is one more case. One is inside, one is outside. When coming to P, from P to the circle, you are getting 2 secants. And now the next case is, you are coming to the circle again from P outside, but one is a tangent and the other is a secant. Okay, so how many points? here and P is coming here. So now, see, we need 2 points, right? P is coming to 2 points. So the first point is also X and the second point is also X, right? Here when P came to the circle, there were 2 points, right? And there were 2 different points. But here what happened is, every time I need to know where is P going, to which 2 points, because a line, this line is intersecting the circle in 2 points, right? But in this case, it's not intersecting in 2 points. So we are going to take both the distances, both the points, the same point. So it's going to be X and X equals, what's the first distance? This is the same, Y, just like this. And the second distance is Y plus Z. Okay, these are the 3 cases. The first, the earlier problem, problem 2, was talking about angle measures and the arcs. Here we are not talking about angles and arcs at all. We are talking about line segments, the lengths of the segments. And what is the case? If there are 2 intersecting lines, okay, and P, the point of intersection, is inside the circle, what is the relation of those 2 segments which are formed because of the intersection, right? So there are 4 segments formed. Segment is what? Segment is a part of a line. This is a line. Segment is a part of the line which has 2 distinct endpoints. So the length of a segment is always fixed. The length of a line is not fixed because it keeps on going, right? It's not just till here. It's going to keep on going. It's going to keep on going. So you cannot find the measure of a line, the length of a line, but you can find the length of a segment because it has endpoints. So these are 2 lines, but how many segments are formed from P? This is one segment and this is the second segment. Both these segments lie on the same line. So their product will be equal. This is the third segment and this is the fourth segment. These 2 segments lie on the same line. So their product, the product is going to be the same. The second case is this P, the point of intersection. These 2 lines are not intersecting inside, they are intersecting outside. And both the lines are secants. So because they are secants, what are the segments? The first segment is this. Okay. The first segment is this. And what is the second segment? This. Because your segment is counted by from P to the circle. The third segment is this and the fourth segment is this. So their product, this is just W, but what is this full product? W plus X. Okay. Now the third case is, these are 2 secants. The third case is, it is 1 secant and 1 tangent. So again, I'm always looking at from P to the circle. So P to the circle, I need a product, right? So there have to be 2 things. So P to X, P to this point is X. And again I have to take X only because the second point is also the same point, right? See, these 2 points, if I keep moving them here on the top and they merged into 1 point, right? So both the points are here only. So both the distances are X and X. And this, the first distance is Y and the second distance is Y plus Z. Okay. So let's look at a problem. Hopefully it will become simpler after that. So I'm doing a problem. It's not in your notebooks or your workbooks. So this is the circle they have for us. This is the circle. This is the point of intersection here. This length is X, they are saying. The second one is a secant. They are saying this much is 8 and this much is 16. So what's the length? We want to find Z. Remember, what's the formula? Both the product of both the segments is the same. So here now there is only one segment from here to here. So I'm going to take the first segment is also X and the second segment is also X. So this product will equal the product of the other 2 segments. Now what's the first segment? From here to here it's 8 times what's the second segment? It's this entire, I can't draw my arc. It's this entire portion, right? And what's this entire portion? 8 plus 16, because that is the distance from the point here. This 16 is irrelevant because this is just the distance between the 2 points on the circle. It's not the distance from this P which is important. So I can solve this. X square equals 8, and this is 16 plus 8 is 24. So 24.8 is 192, right? And how did I go from x square to x? Square root. So square root. 192, is that a square root of anything? I don't think so. Second square root of 192 is 13.856. So I'll just take it as 86. I'm rounding it off to 2 decimals. Good. So your your x is 13.86. Do the got it problems. So got it A, it's outside, so it's going to be the same. What is it going to be? 14 times what? 20 plus 14 equals 16 times what? 16 plus x. You have an equation, you can solve it. In case of B, both the point of intersection is inside. So it's just going to be 6.5 times m equals 3 times 7. You can solve for m. 5, they gave me, okay, let me do 5 for you. Where's my eraser? Okay, let me do 5. 5 is page 853. Problem A5. So this is my circle. Please try to do these problems by yourself. Don't just look at the solution. Pause your video, do it by yourself, and then comment check. This is a tangent here, okay, and this is a secant. So this they are saying is 5. This is 5. This whole thing is x. This whole thing is y. This is 15 and 7. Okay. So now I can do, see, the product of this and this is equal to the product of this and this is equal to the product of this and this. They are all three the same. But can I take these two at the same time? I cannot, because there are two variables, right? X and y. If I set up an equation, I will not be able to solve. So let me take these two first. So this is my point which is outside. So from these are the 2 points on the circle, right? This is the secant from point P at these 2 points. So I'm taking the distance of P to the circle times P to the circle. So in this case, it will be 7 plus 15. This will be the same as what? Now I'm talking about this secant. This secant, the 2 points are this and this. So this is the first distance times the second distance. I'm always going from P. So from P to this point, from P to this point. So that is 5 plus x. I have this equation. It just one variable is missing. So it's 7. 7 times 15 is how much? 7 plus 15 is 22. I'm going to divide by 5. Okay, or let me not do it. Let me not make it confusing for you. I'll distribute this. 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times x is 5x. So this was 154. I will bring the 25 here to get 5x. So this is how much? 9, 3 and 12 equals 5x. Divide by 5. Divide by 5. it will be 258, so 225.8 equals x. Let me just check. I went a little fast, so there is a chance there could be a error. No, x is 25.8. Good. I do, now that I got this is 25.8, I can either take y with this line or I can take y with this line. Remember, I always tell you, take something that they have given instead of what you found, because just in case if this is wrong, this will also go wrong. So consider y with this line. So I'll take point P. P is going to here and P is coming here, right? So P is going here. There are no 2 points, right? There is just 1 point. So I will just take it as y. The first point distance is y. The second is also y. And then P is coming here 7 and from here to here, which is 22. 7 plus 15 is 22. So I get y square equals 154. So now y is square root of 154, which is going to be 12.409. So I will make it 12.41. Good. So the product of this and this and this, they're all three are going to be the same because it's from the same point. Okay. You want me to do 6? Because 6 also looks a little jumbled up. Let's try 6. So I have a circle again, and this is the point with the secant. The second one is a tangent, and then there is this also happening here. This is y. So y is the measure of an angle. Oh no, I think y is not the angle. I think y they mean is this. This part of the segment is y. This part is x. This is 5 and this is 9. This is 7 and this is 11. Okay. So this is my point outside the circle. So it's going towards the circle. This is the tangent and this is the secant. Remember, this chord here is not connected to this point at all. This chord, I can find nothing on this chord with relation to this point. This point, it is this line and this line. Okay, so this is going, it's cutting through the circle in 2 points. Here it's cutting in just 1 point. So we are going to treat that 1 point as 2 points. So what do I know? From here to here is 7 times from here all the way till here, right? From here to here. So how much is that? It's this 7 plus the x plus the 5. I'm taking this entire distance. Okay, so I'm taking this distance first towards this point, and then I'm taking from here to here because I'm always going to the circle. If I stop here, this point is not on the circle, it's this point on the circle. So this total length is 7 plus x plus 5. So that is equal to, from here to the circle is 11, and then again from here to the circle, so 11. Okay, so this is 7 plus 5 is 12 plus x equals 11 times 11 is 121. So I am distributing, remember I'll multiply the 7 with everything inside. So 7 times 12 plus 7 times x equals 121. Subtract 84, so I will get 10, correct? So x will be what? 27 divided by 7. Is that correct? Yes. So whatever that is, 27 7 divided by 7 is 3.8, which is not correct. So I made a mistake. What mistake did I make? 11 square is 128. From here it will be 7. I don't like the way they write the lines. It's difficult to know which line is what. 7 plus x plus 5 is 7 plus 5 is 12 plus x. Yeah, what's my mistake? 121 minus 84 is how much? 37, right? 7 plus 4 is 11. 9 plus 3 is 12. Okay, so 7x equals 37, not 27. So I need to do 37 divided by 7, which is 5.285. So I'll just take it as 5.29. Good. So I got x is 5.29. Now they want us to find y, and for this, now again this is the point. The new point is here, and now these two lines are intersecting inside the circle, right? So from this point to the circle and this point to the circle, that is one product. So y times 9, right? It's the same case, but here these two lines are intersecting inside, these two lines are outside. When it's inside, it's more easier because it's just from here to here is y, from here to here is 9. This product will equal to the second product. From here to here is 5, and from here to here is x. But we just now found what is x. X is 5.29. Right? So I want to find y. So I'll divide by 9. I will divide by 9. So I did that. It's times 5 divided by 9. I will get 2.93. Make sense? So these are my two answers. Okay, so do it, please do the lesson check, especially I will put it on Schoology. I will post the answers also. Please make sure you are doing the got it problems. That's your extra practice. Okay, so there will be a quiz on this very soon. I'll put it on Schoology when that quiz will be. So we have finished with our chapter on circles. What we are going to do at the end for the last 2 weeks is we are going to do edge unity. I know you can see the edge unity right now because you're all signed up, but I haven't assigned anything yet. I'll assign something on it once we finish this chapter. So let's finish off this chapter with the quiz, and then we'll start edge unity for the last 2 weeks. Okay, so that's it. Please make sure you're finishing strong. We just have less than 4 weeks of school left. Okay, bye.